Hi, I'm Carl Benton. I'm from Personal Best Studio and I'm here to take on the SoGlos 10 Questions Challenge. Personal Best is a personal training studio and chiropractic clinic, and we're in South Woodchester between Nailsworth and Stroud. Question number 1. It's your 20th anniversary this year. What are you doing to celebrate the occasion? Well, our 20th anniversary has sort of been blown out the water a little bit because the pandemic meant that we were closed for pretty much 10 of the last 18 months. So any celebrations that we thought we might have sort of like fizzed out a little bit. But what we are going to do to sort of recover and to promote that business and to celebrate is we've launched a cookbook, which we'll talk more about later, which is about raising money for Stroud Women's Refuge. What sort of clients come to Personal Best and why? Well, we have a whole range of clientele that come because we're a chiropractic clinic and a personal training studio. So from all ages, from 3 months up to 95. The average age of our personal training clients is probably 55, 60, but it's people who really want to make investments in their health and well-being, people who have to go to work but don't want to be in pain, but people who are just basically investing in their health. Question 3. Social media has inspired a new generation of fitness fanatics. Is this younger demographic reflected in your client base? Not necessarily. We've tried social media, we've actually put on Zoom classes, but I'd say our demographic for Zoom classes is probably 80 plus. People who, because of the pandemic, are isolating, they're now training with us online, but we don't really reach out, even though we try with Instagram and Facebook. Reality is most of our business comes from word of mouth. Question 4. How has the pandemic changed the way you work? Well, I think like everybody, it's made people sit back and think about what is it they want to do, how they want to work, and reality is, how does a business going to work in that? For us, more people have decided that health and well-being is an essential. It can't be overlooked anymore. So really people have started to think about their health. And as a result, we've seen a huge increase in the number of people that are coming to us and investing in themselves. Most people actually want that face-to-face. I think being away from people has meant that people become a little bit more isolated, and no matter what risks, people come in and train with face mask up, but they actually want that human interaction. Question number 5. What are your plans for Personal Best for the next 20 years? Yeah, so we're 20 years into business, but we're actually at this moment starting almost as if Personal Best is year 1. So we're looking at all our systems, all our protocols, all our procedures, looking at them and saying, well, what is it going to be like for the next 10 to 20 years? Last year proved to us that no one really knows what the future is, but we can sort of plan to make our business optimize. So we're not going to maximize by having lots and lots of people in. We're going to make sure that we maintain the quality. So we're going to look at how we deliver quality service to our customers, grow our client base, develop our team, make sure we invest in our team, but also we continue to invest in our infrastructure, making sure that we're offering a place that is welcoming and people feel relaxed. You have been working on a special cookbook this year. Tell us more about it. This idea has been simmering away for several years, not necessarily as a cookbook, but being able to do something for clients based around food. Every month we send a newsletter to our clients which we incorporate a recipe, and we're constantly sharing recipes, restaurants and ideas because we're a lifestyle business and people, I think it's important that we eat well and we actually enjoy food. The idea was to put all these recipes that we've shared into something that was tangible. And a couple of clients had mentioned that if ever I wanted to do a cookbook, I should be in contact with them because they might know somebody who might be able to help. So the whole premise behind the book, which I'll show you here, which was conceived on January the 3rd and was delivered on August the 20th. The whole idea is that everybody knows somebody who knows somebody that can help. And that's what this is about. So I managed to speak to several people who put me in touch with the likes of Tom Kerridge, Diana Henry, Leon Restaurants, Thomasina Myers. So all of a sudden I started to get permissions to use some of these recipes. I then also contacted local restaurants within the 5 Valleys. And then we also incorporated a lot of artists from the 5 Valleys who we've either done work with or we just happen to come into contact with. So we're raising money for Stroud Women's Refuge. We've got stories from the refuge about how people have ended up there and what the refuge has done for them. So it's a very heartwarming tale that's told through there. If you could go back 20 years to when you started the business, what would you do differently? This is a really tricky question because, say, no one really knows what the next 20 years are going to be like. I don't think we'd do anything differently because the only way you grow as a business is actually learn by your mistakes. So you have to almost be prepared to make mistakes in order to learn, as long as you do learn and you don't keep repeating them. So there is an evolution in the business, and say we're very lucky that we've got clients who've been with us for that whole 20 years and they've seen the growth and they've seen the development. But it is rather like the old-fashioned Beaujolais Nouveau, you know, that's a wine that's out there fresh, everyone has to have it there and then, it's in fashion. But we're now more like a wine that's been left and stored and been looked after. So there's a vintage, there's an added value to it. And I think you can only get that by having those 20 years. So you can't speed up time. We've raised our profile considerably because of the book, because of social media. So it's almost a case of like you become the next best thing or the newest thing on the block. But reality is we've been around for 20 years and that's exciting. What is your favorite thing about doing business in Gloucestershire? I would say the people and the fact that people are very caring, very supportive. I'm sure it's the same nationwide, but friends who come to the area and stay with us, they see the difference, and it's just how the communities are. And we're very lucky that we have a wonderful community within Nailsworth, within Stroud, and that community is all about supporting one another. 10, what's the one thing you couldn't live without? Well, you know, I've watched these videos and it is cliche, well, I couldn't live without my family. So we say that, but reality is I couldn't live without my health. And that's what people are now starting to realize, actually, you know, it's fine going on, but if you don't make investments in your health, then you're going to struggle. And that's not just because of COVID, but it's because you want to have a quality of life. No one's going to guarantee you how long life is going to be, but you can make some difference as to how much breadth there is in your life, that quality of life.